I want to congratulate you guys on the mixtape, No Song Without You, the favorite music you guys have ever written according to your Twitter.
Yeah,
It's true.
That is quite a statement.
It is, yeah, but you got to back yourself, don't you?
You do.
Yeah, I think it was down to really the fact that me and James were working together more than we ever have done before, and I think just like part of that made us both more connected with the music. I know maybe that sounds a bit cheesy, but we did.
And you just mentioned it, because this project, it's not an album, it's not an EP, it's a mixtape. And I don't know what is happening in the world, but you have all these artists dropping mixtapes. What is it about a mixtape?
Yeah, I think I mean we're still not sure whether it's a mixtape or an album or what it is, but it's, yeah, for us it was a way to kind of announce that we were doing something a bit different. Like, we didn't want I don't know, not fans to be upset, but just like we wanted to make it aware that we were coming back and we were just experimenting, really. And yeah, the mixtape kind of stamp or whatever made sense to use. And also we felt like the songs that we had written for this body of work were kind of like a load of songs that we had put together to give to a crush or like someone that we loved.
Yeah.
Just like you would do when you make a mixtape.
Yeah, right. Because I was about to say, it's a very sweet project in that sense. Like, it's very like sticky like a lollipop, I would like to say.
Yeah. That's great.
We'll take that.
I also feel like you just mentioned it, actually. This project, it feels like you guys really stepped outside of your comfort zone, not only when it comes to the sound of it, the approach of it, but also the songwriting, because it's a bit more traditional than I think your fans are used to.
Yeah.
It's kind of, we both grew up playing guitar. Like, guitar is our main instrument, and somehow we ended up being in a synth-led electronic pop duo.
Yeah.
Right.
So we kind of, this mixtape has kind of taken us back to our roots in many ways, like back to being teenagers, like learning songs on acoustic guitars and electric guitars, and that kind of traditional songwriting that we probably got into because of our parents and their generation kind of feeding us that kind of music. And we've always wanted to experiment with that kind of thing, like those kind of traditional chord sequences. So it's been really fun sort of going back to basics and writing songs in that traditional way of, like, with a guitar and singing along and writing the whole song with a guitar only, rather than producing everything and then singing on top of that.
Did it feel comfortable to do that?
Yeah. It did. It was, let's just say it was a refreshing change to do it that way around. Yeah, I think it's more, I don't know, more rewarding almost when you sit down with just the guitar or just the piano and kind of work out the whole song from scratch at that time. And I feel like the music is better for it in that.
Yeah, the songwriting is better.
Yeah, the songwriting is better because, I mean, for example, we've listened to other people, so like YouTubers or fans cover No Song Without You and other of our songs on the mixtape. And every time I hear them, I'm like, oh wow, like it is quite a good song. If I can say that.
Yeah.
So
it sounds like a song that someone else had written, which sounds maybe weird. It's kind of like having an outer body experience.
I get it, because when you start making music, you're always looking up to other people and you feel like, okay, that's what my music should sound like, and now you kind of like made that type of song.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Also, I noticed, because the project was partly made in LA and in London. Those are two cities with their very own, very unique and very strong vibes. Did that have any effect on the sound of the songs? Like, can you guys tell? Well, of course you know, but do you think you can tell sound-wise which of the songs were made in LA and which ones were made in London?
I think some of them have a really like stamp of LA on them. Like Free Love, which is one of the ones on the mixtape, has, it just stinks of LA.
Yeah.
It's like very like warm weather, upbeat, kind of feel good. This makes London sound like it's really awful.
I was about to say
miserable. Yeah. What else was there?
I think so. We wrote No Song Without You there as well, and that's very chilled out. And I guess like, yeah, by that point we'd been in LA for about 2.5 weeks, and we were in our groove. So I think, yeah, maybe you could kind of hear that
we're chilling out a bit.
Exactly.
Yeah. What would you say is the song that put down the foundation for the whole mixtape?
That was it.
Yeah, definitely No Song Without You.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, that was definitely a turning point. And yeah, we wrote that whole song and basically finished it in one day, with a producer that we're really big fans of called Pomo, who worked on lots of the Anderson Paak stuff. And yeah, we got home that night, we were like, I think this is really good. We all kind of loved it. And woke up the next day and listened to it again, which is kind of the ultimate test to know whether, if you wake up and the song still sounds good and not like really random and like, oh, this is uncomfortable, then you know, okay, maybe this is a good song.
Right.
And
yeah. What was even funnier is that the day after we went on a jog. We started like jogging around where our Airbnb was, and we were both together, separate headphones, obviously. We were like, okay, 3, 2, 1, start. We both start the song, run for about 2.5 minutes, and then start it again.
Yeah. That's really good, isn't it?
And then that's a good test as well. So you liked it while running.
Yeah.
That is very important, because I almost hate everything when I run, probably because I hate running, but that is a very good...
Yeah, anything that stops you thinking about the fact that you're running is worthwhile.
That is a very good test. And also, because now that I think about it, because I think I read somewhere that you guys ran into to Pomo by accident, like it wasn't like planned or anything, it kind of just happened. Did you guys already had the idea to make a mixtape before you guys ran into him?
Yeah, we were in LA to write music, and we had a few sessions lined up, and but then we bumped into him whilst he was working with another artist who we wanted to collab with, called Nikki, who's an Indonesian American singer. She's really great, and we'd been trying to reach out to her for ages as well, and Pomo for ages. And then we saw them both at once and booked in sessions with them both individually in the time that we're there. And Nikki is the like weird alien formant voice on I Love You More Than I Can Say.
Okay.
But we also wrote another song which will be coming out at some point in the next kind of 9 months to a year or so, probably.
Cool. That's so cool. It's kind of totally meant to be. And I mean, we've been talking about this for like the last 10 minutes now. It's very clear that you guys used a different way of working. What is something you've learned about yourself as artists during this mixtape process that you're going to take with you on the rest of the HONNE journey?
Yeah, I think, and this might sound bad, but it's caring less. I think
worrying less.
Worrying less.
Makes sense.
So we were very anal and very like precise with the first 2 records, and had to get it right, and just kept fiddling with stuff. And then with this mixtape or album, we kind of just left it to be a vibe. And I mean, some of our earlier music has a lot of character, but we feel like we've just got even more character in these songs. And just left it as it was. And if there's mistakes, and just leave it in. Yeah,
I think we kind of feel like what we wanted to move away from, like, there's plenty of people doing this like very polished pop music out there, and we're happy to provide something that's an alternative to that hopefully people can just like lay on their beds with headphones on and hear all these little noises and hear a bit of hiss on a microphone, or like the sound of a room, or us talking to each other or whatever.
Making it more raw.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like that. And the inspiration with you guys, it just keeps flowing because yesterday you shared a Spotify playlist featuring music from some amazing artists. Who is one of your favorites on that list?
I always go back to the Aphex Twin song, April 14th. I just think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just trying to think what else was on there. Sunday Morning. It's an amazing song.
Yeah.
And which one did I do? I think I did Clara Muramasa.
Yeah.
I Don't Think I Can Do This Again, which I love.
Song.
What is it about that song that you like so much?
I think it was just so we bumped into Muramasa at an airport just before he released that song, and I don't know, we'd known him for a few years, and obviously we'd been into his music and thought it was great, but when he came back with that, it was so refreshing and so different. And he said at the airport, we were like, "What's your new music like?" And he said, "Oh, it's just all guitars."
So we're ready to hear what it's going to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really nice to hear, and it was nice to see him grow and develop, and yeah, inspiring for us as well, just to be like, oh well, we can mix things up as well.
I totally agree with that because he has made a big leap when it comes to his sound. It's totally different, but in its best way.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
I heard in the hallways that you guys are already thinking or maybe even working on a new album.
Well, to be completely honest, we honestly nearly missed this call because we were, I hate to use this word, but we were actually jamming.
No way! Okay.
I feel like jamming's a really cheesy thing that like teenage boys say when they're jamming with their friends.
All right, so I'm no longer gonna interrupt like the good flows. I'm not gonna interrupt them anymore. But thank you guys so much, and thank you for sharing your music and your good vibes also through the Spotify playlist that you guys just shared with us.
Yeah, no
You're
worries.
welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.